Welcome back to another episode of Bred in Captivity Reactions. Unless you've been living under a rock or just straight up do not go on YouTube, you've heard about the Colleen Ballinger / Miranda Sings controversy. Do you know who this woman is, by the way?
Yeah, I remember her from like Vine days. Back when
Vine?
Yeah, I was young once. I was part of the hip crowd, as the kids say.
You were hip.
Yeah, I was.
She was super hip.
Rock on.
So you knew her from Vine?
Yeah. I remember, I don't know if her videos were on Vine or like around that era, but I remember seeing her on YouTube for sure. And the whole persona was a little much for me.
I don't like her face.
Yeah, the makeup is something.
It is unsettling, that makeup outside of her lips. I guess it's like a shtick. It's part of her character, Miranda Sings, but it's creepy. And I just don't, because of everything that's been going on, I've seen short clips of Miranda Sings' like character and like what she does. And I just find it really unfunny, really annoying.
Yeah, like what's your comedy?
I don't get what the appeal is, but it's geared towards kids, which is part of the problem, as we're going to find out. So quick recap of the story. Colleen Ballinger, aka Miranda Sings, who's her online persona, basically starts a YouTube channel, blows up. She's doing really well. She's geared towards kids. She has this character who does like funny jokes and skits and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And her family like gets in on it. The Ballinger family becomes like this whole thing, and they're internet celebrities as well during that time where like families on YouTube were a huge deal and they're all blowing up and becoming famous. And then she progressed from just having YouTube content to having like tours. So she would sell out like decently sized venues, people, kids mostly coming to see her shows, see her skits. She had a huge fandom. She had an amazing amount of success. So what happened? How did she end up in the news? How did she end up becoming this, the topic of like every one of your favorite YouTubers' channels for a while? Well, it turns out she was doing a little bit more than putting on skits and entertaining children. She was engaging with children in an inappropriate manner, allegedly. Don't come for me with your lawyers.
Allegedly. Just assume it's implied throughout the video.
Allegedly. These are my opinions after taking in the information that I've seen online. So she becomes famous. She starts interacting with kids. How do you mean? She has chat groups with children, but not just any children. She's picked the creme de la creme from her fandom and has invited them into a super exclusive chat that all of the other fans are super jealous about. Like, it's the place to be. It is the evolution of being a Colleen Ballinger / Miranda Sings fan, is that, you would become part of the Weenies chat group.
Okay.
Weird name.
Super weird. Super weird to me already. First of all, any comedy that attracts or is meant for children, already so risque. You have to take so many precautions. And now all of a sudden, you are intimately involved in a chat group, being the only adult in the chat group with kids?
Well, apparently there were two adults. Apparently it was like her and one other adult kicking around in there.
It's still so weird, right?
It's weird. It's
so
weird.
odd.
But I'm just saying for the record, there was like one or more adults, in like one being her and one other being like her sister-in-law or something like that. But she was definitely up in these chats. It would be one thing. It's already inappropriate that she's in there. It would be one thing if she was just chatting to these kids about like, how's school? Or I don't know what you talk to kids about. Like,
when is the last time, like, when do you remember talking to a kid last?
You know what? Funny you should ask, because our neighbors have kids who are like 13, 14 years old. And I do run into them in the hallway from time to time while we awkwardly wait for the elevator. And bro, they are children.
Yep.
They are absolutely just children. Like, there's nothing you have in common. You can ask them, how are you doing? How's your family doing?
How's your family?
How's school? And then that's it. I got nothing else to say to you. I got nothing.
Yep.
And if a kid, like if I were famous and a kid tried to slide into my DM, first of all, I consider that a threat. Okay, I consider that a threat on my life.
Don't you dare message me.
Yo, some kid messages me like slides into my DMs. Oh, I'm a huge fan of yours.
Well,
No, I'm not responding. Okay? Don't try to trap me. It's never going to happen. I might even find your parents
yeah.
and rat you out.
I need to speak to the adults responsible for you.
Don't, like, what are you doing online? Like, you know what I mean? Okay. So not only did she chat to these kids, she was super selective about the ones that would be in there, and they were like her favorites, and they would talk about everything under the sun, including actual stuff. Talking about, what's your favorite position to get it on in?
All questions that you would ask a kid, of course.
Talking about, are y'all virgins?
Get
What?
out.
Yeah.
No way.
She was asking them, y'all virgins? How do you like to do it? What's the position? It's not like that was I'm not going to justify it at all. It was like they talked about other stuff, but that was in there.
Well, that should never even come up. They are children.
Anytime you bring that up in a forum with children like that, my assumption is that was your goal the whole time.
Absolutely.
My assumption is you were laying the foundation to bring that up because that's so sus. Why would you ask them about that? And then it gets even worse. We found out that she was asking them to run around with tampons in their mouth, talking about allegedly, talking about get a tampon, put it in your mouth. I'm just trying to see something. What? Girl.
What is it that you're trying to see?
And then like some of the kids weren't really present for the group photo they took with tampons in their mouth, talking about go out, get a tampon, put it in your mouth, send me a picture, because I don't want you to miss out. Girl, what?
See, like, who is this content for? Who?
This is not content, right? This is in the private chats. The private chat.
No, I'm saying, okay, I'm saying assume that she's all doing this as a character or funny bit or to make something.
No, she was Colleen Ballinger in these chats. She was not Miranda Sings. Let me be clear. This is off-screen, off YouTube, private chat with 20 to 25, allegedly, of her dearest, most loyal, dedicated fans, ages 13 to 17,
Oh my
allegedly.
God. Do you hear that? Whoop, whoop. That's the sound of the police.
Got me fucked up. Got me fucked up. Yeah. So that's what she was up to, okay? And then, get this. So the creme de la creme are the ones who have made themselves known on Twitter, on Instagram, wherever, you know, like being huge stans. The rest of the fandom know these fans specifically because they're like the first to be there, the first to comment. Colleen likes their post. She retweets them. The Ballinger family likes their post. They retweet them. It's on, right? They're famous by association.
I have always thought that any family in the social media circle, just having your family online is really weird. A family of celebrities that are not like, you know, big time actors or something.
Yeah.
What are you? This was your goal? You wanted to grow up and be like famous on YouTube as a family?
Let your kids be kids. Let them not be your employee.
Exactly.
It's so okay. And remember that woman who got caught making her kid cry on TV on
that
camera?
was so embarrassing. I felt so bad for that kid.
That's how I imagine every single interaction is behind the scenes. But let's stay on topic here, okay? So she had the creme de la creme kind of rising in up in the ranks within the fandom and becoming sort of like quasi-celebrities in their own right because they have been acknowledged by Colleen. And if you have like a fandom like that, people you acknowledge are going to become like, you know, semi-famous as well. So amongst the people that were like the top of the top in her fan group was a young kid named Adam McIntyre. Not a young kid anymore, but at the time that they got really into Colleen, they were a super young kid, around 13, 14, around that age.
And what, that would be, sorry to cut you off, that would be such an incredible experience, you know, if you have an idol and you get to interact with them like that.
Are you kidding me? The amount of times I've tweeted at Drake, he's never said anything.
Drake wants nothing to do with you.
He's never said anything. I told him I'd legally change my birthday from September to October if he lets me in OVO. He's never responded.
Okay, I think the qualifications are like...
I'll be OVO anything. I'll be OVO cleaning crew, like whatever. Drake, holla at me. Those were my ambitions before YouTube. Those were my ambitions before YouTube. But now with a following of like 400 plus people, come on. Come on. You know what I mean? Like biggest.
The sky's the limit.
Sky's the limit. Biggest channel in this postal code, probably for sure.
For sure.
In this postal code,
yes.
Probably the biggest channel. Probably. Top 5 at
15.
Top 20.
45.
We're the best. We're the best. Okay. Okay, so listen. She's got these kids working for her all of a sudden. Okay? Lil Adam McIntyre was out there doing the damn thing, being a super fan, doing absolutely nothing wrong. And Colleen's like, you know what? This kid's super friggin' funny. Why don't you do some tweeting for me? Gives him her socials login.
To a child?
To a child.
Does
and
she
says,
know that social media managers exist? This is an actual position that you pay adults for?
That's an excellent point. I don't know what she was thinking.
Yeah.
But she tells Adam, you know, do it up. And she's saying this allegedly in a way that's supposed to make Adam believe that if they do a good job, Colleen's going to hire them and they will be part of the crew that does like all the Ballinger stuff. And, you know, it's a huge career opportunity coming from someone you friggin' idolize. So this is a huge deal. And Adam is doing great. He essentially becomes the personality Miranda sings online. And then comes the incident. Pride's coming up. Adam is openly queer, right? He's not hiding it. And then he makes a post on Miranda Singh's behalf saying, like, this is Miranda Singh saying it, right? Like, oh, I'm coming out as a Meghan Trainor fan. It was a joke. It was a pride joke. And people were like, oh, that's queer baiting, Miranda or Colleen. Like, you shouldn't be doing that. And she's having a nervous breakdown. Like, oh my God, people don't like my tweet all of a sudden.
Yeah.
And she comes down with a fury on a frigging minor, complaining like, it's all everyone's talking about. I'm upset. I'm super upset. And then she kicks him out of Weenies.
Does she not double check the tweets before he uploads it?
Oh, she does. He tells her, hey, Miranda, is this okay? And she's like, yes, Adam, this is great. Until it goes belly up. And then she's all like, I'm upset. I'm really upset. And then she kicks him out of the Weenies chat.
That's insane. So you as an adult don't know how to handle a situation like that. And you reprimand a child that is working for you, doing an actual job for free. Can we just talk about this? Are there not any child labor laws in terms of how the work was done and compensation?
I'm sure they could just get away with saying it was volunteer or blah, blah, blah. Interning. There's so many legal ways to not pay somebody for work, but it gets even deeper, okay? So she kicks Adam out. Adam tries to expose the fact that she's acting crazy. Little do we know, Adam's actually sitting on a mountain of info, and they're just a dignified little kid, okay? Because they're only saying what they need to say for their own sake. They come out and they let the world know how Miranda/Colleen has wronged them. Colleen's not having this at all. She's upset that Adam has the nerve to come out here and tell the world the truth. So she gets into Adam's DMs talking about how, you know, oh, you're making me look bad, blah, blah, blah. And Adam's like, girl, you're like, I'm paraphrasing here, okay? And he's like, girl, you're trifling. You're sending people after me to like come and bully me. And that was verified, okay? And talk to me in like 20 years or something when your kid is grown up if people send somebody to bully him.
Fair.
And then Colleen's all, oh, don't bring my kids into this. How dare you bring my kids into this?
But you're dragging actual kids into this.
That would be hypocrisy.
Allegedly. So then Colleen gets a little taste of reality because Adam's mom enters the chat.
Go, Mom! Woo!
She's like, you're not going to talk to my son like that. You're straight up not going to talk to Adam like that, okay? And as a mom, I know that you know what I'm trying to tell you, so don't mention my son's name ever again. Don't let me hear Adam's name coming out your goddamn mouth.
I love that. Yes, go, Mom.
So Colleen was like, oh, like a little bit scared. So she sent the ops after him, okay?
After a kid?
She went into her little chat. She got her loyal fans, and they all conspired to go and bully Adam, discredit him in all the forums and all this stuff, and basically made this kid's life hell because, A, you lost your idol. Right? Because you have given this woman years of your life.
Yeah,
you lost your idol, you lost your friend group, you lost your like job and like career prospects, and now you're getting bullied by the people that, you know, just days before you probably felt the closest to. So
and during developmental years, that's crazy.
These are prime developmental years.
Think back to how fragile relationships were as a teenager.
This would have crushed me.
Yeah, absolutely.
If I got to meet somebody that I idolized and they did this to me, this would have absolutely destroyed me. I've been thinking about it a lot. I've been like watching Adam's videos, and everybody should go and check out his videos if you haven't seen them already. Link in the description below. Show him some love. But I've been watching the videos, and man, what that kid had to go through is up. It's not right.
No, absolutely.
That felt bad.
Yeah, he's basically facing the type of, cancel culture that adult celebrities have to go through with a PR team and managers.
Alone.
Yeah.
That's messed up. So that goes on. Adam has to just kind of take it on the chin and move on. And then Colleen's back in the good graces, doing her thing. Everyone's like, that kid's crazy. That kid's crazy. He was begging for the panties. If you guys know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. And if you don't, go watch the videos about this. Check out Swoop's video, because that girl was on camera with her creepy little sidekick, Corey, who lives with her and her husband and their children. And Corey's an adult.
So, not family, not related, anything like that.
Gross. He's on camera all, look at this bra. Peekaboo at the camera, talking about who wants the bra.
Oh my God.
Who should I send the bra to?
My goodness.
And they're like, Adam wants the bra. Adam, do you want the bra? And they're like asking, and Adam's like, send me, so for context, why was she showing off her bra and asking? She did a haul buying a bunch of clothes from Forever 21. Said, I didn't like some of these, so I'm going to give them out. And they all had tags on it, and they were new and stuff like that. But apparently she ain't like the underwear that she had, and she wanted to send it to a kid. Oh my God, that's all. Oh my God. So she was getting away with that.
There's Goodwills or donation centers in
Throw it out.
the States, right?
It was from Forever 21. Throw it out.
Yeah.
Okay? I don't know. Turn it into an eye mask if you've never used it before. Just do something else with it. Turn it into a scrunchie. I don't know. Girl, throw it out. You're rich.
See, the thought of that, getting onto a video call with a bunch of children and going through a clothing haul that includes underwear, the thought would never, ever even cross my mind.
I don't want people to see my underwear unless we're in a situation where I want you to see my underwear. And that's like a super specific situation, one that will never include children. Okay?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Ask around. Nobody knows no kids know what my underwear look like.
Yeah.
And that's how it stays. What is happening? So anyhow, she's been getting away with that. She didn't get in trouble for the underwear thing. She didn't get in trouble for nothing. She was like a beautiful little, stage queen, beloved member of a prominent white family on YouTube. Like, she had it all. So that got swept under the rug as him being some creepy little skeeve, and life moves on. So then how did she get blown up? Cody Rants, another member of this fandom, and there are so many names that it's too much for me. If you want this covered properly, go check out Swoop's docuseries. But Cody Rants enters the scene, okay? And Cody is all upset because they had their own falling out with Colleen or the Ballinger family or something like that, allegedly. This is the best of my recollection.
On the basis of what?
Cody Rants' beef?
Yeah.
Similar fandom beef. Cody, first of all, was an adult and had been an adult the entire time they were involved in the whole Colleen Miranda sphere. They were like their online buddy. They helped them with smear campaigns and other kinds of stuff. And they had their own separate falling out, which led to Cody revealing a bunch of content and like secrets that really just backed up what Adam had been saying 3 years prior. So Adam made a video, got dragged and read to filth, and then fast forward 3 years later, Cody makes a video and everyone's like, oh my God, Adam, we're sorry, you were right the whole time.
Wow, such convenient timing for you.
Right? So Cody's being like hailed as some sort of hero, but Adam McIntyre, the real hero in this, in my opinion, says, fuck Cody, because they're insincere and not doing anything for the right reasons. And honestly, as someone who's not really hip to everything that's going on, I'm inclined to side with Adam, so fuck Cody Rants. They come out with all this information talking about Adam's right and Colleen's a monster, screenshots, and then the floodgates open. Everything that she had been doing right under the public eye was suddenly everywhere. She's been up on stage splitting kids' legs open. I'm talking about that girl, Becky. She's been out here talking all types of inappropriate talk to kids. She's been getting free labor off of people. And the most sickening, she has been basically a pipeline for perverts to reach kids, allegedly. So in all of this hubbub, a few names kind of rose to the top for like their accounts, their stories, the legitimacy of things that they were saying. And they got interviewed by a lot of people like the H3 podcast and more. And those were people like Oliver, who had been like completely targeted by Trent Ballinger. And that's its own thing. Within the Ballinger family, there's a brother named Trent. He is the brother of Colleen. Now, everybody knows this guy is problematic, and there's evidence to that in screenshots and stuff. So everyone allegedly knows that this guy's a problem, okay? Because he's on record, or there's evidence or screenshots and everything out there that he was communicating with a 13-year-old named Oliver back in the day. Trent is in their DMs talking about, oh, I've been told by my family not to message kids under 18. Then don't, okay? It gets so friggin' bad. Like, however bad you think it is, it's just so gross. I'm gonna like skim over it. If you want the details, I'm gonna link videos that do really, really deep dives. But okay, so here's the TLDR, okay? Trent meets Ollie. Ollie is a big fan of Colleen Ballinger, however you say that name, and the whole Ballinger family. So they're like super stoked to be chatting up with Trent. I'm not really clear on who started the conversation, but honestly, it doesn't matter. They were 13. Trent was a full-ass adult talking about, oh, I'm not supposed to chat with kids, but here I am chatting with you. And poor Oliver is like, yeah, I don't see the problem you chatting me up. Whatever, it's cool. We're friends. And then the sus messages begin. Don't tell your parents what I'm telling you.
Nope.
No. And then it goes on from there. They want to chat with Ollie all the time. They're like acting jealous when Ollie's posting pictures with their friends.
Jealous?
Yeah. Okay, because Ollie posts something and they're like, oh, it looks like you guys are in a relationship or you guys are dating. It looks like you guys are gay for each other. The whole vibe was just jealous. Like, oh, are you with that person? And it's just like,
it is none of your business because they are a child and you are an adult.
Thank you. I'm paraphrasing, by the way, but this is essentially what was in the messages, okay? And then there's other messages where, like, Trent is telling Ollie, oh, you're going to grow up and fade away from me. Bro, get a grip. Get a grip on yourself, okay?
That's crazy. That's stuff that, like, people say trying to win back their spouses or partners or something.
There's messages in there where Ollie is like having a birthday and Trent is like, oh, how old are you going to be now? Or like there's a show and then Trent is inviting or like encouraging Ollie to come through. And they're like, how old will you be by the time the show comes around? Like he asks about the age over and over as if there's some sort of like countdown to New Year's type of thing for when Ollie turns 18. And I'm honestly wondering that's probably when he's going to check out because he's not going to be interested in Ollie anymore. Probably just wants to make sure that they're underage, in my opinion, and allegedly. But anyhow, it gets deeper. They're like, don't be offline. I want to talk to you. I'm going to miss you. And Ollie's like, bro, I got to go to sleep. I am tired. And he's like, oh, don't take your meds. Just stay online and talk to me. I'm paraphrasing, but that is essentially what went down. And I'm going to be throwing up screenshots here in case you haven't seen them already. But it gets even deeper than that. Trent asks Ollie, talking about, oh, send me a video because I want to hear your real voice. Bro, come on, okay? And Ollie's like, there's videos of me online already, so just hear my voice there, I guess. And Trent's all, but I want it to be special just for me, from you. That is objectively terrifying, okay? The way Trent was moving to this kid, I don't even know how to put it. I don't even know how to get it into words. It's disgusting. It's predatory behavior. It's bordering on illegal. I don't know. These are my opinions, okay? But Trent Ballinger, disgusting. Colleen Ballinger and her family, been done knowing that Trent was doing this, was moving like this to kids, and they didn't really have a problem with it, other than telling him don't do it, allegedly, and then like not really checking to see if he was doing it. Anyhow, Ollie, at some point, Oliver just shut it down. Trent was like, here's my actual phone number, because up until now, their conversations were limited to the space of like DMs on social media. But Trent was like, here's my actual phone number, so just text me sometime. And Ollie was like, nah, I don't want your number, and I don't think my mom wants me to have your number either. So we're finding out about these stories, about Ollie's story, about Becky's story, about Adam, about Colleen calling little kids whores and stuff, or calling them porn and stuff like that. All the things that are coming out of her shows, and it's really, really twisted. But at the forefront of this, or like sharing some of the spotlight at the forefront of this, is Johnny Silvestri. Now, to hear Johnny tell it, he was also allegedly groomed by somebody in the Ballinger camp, Joshua Evans, Colleen's first husband. So her and Josh were like a thing for a while. They were dating. Then he became her fiance. Then he became her husband. And he was part of like the world that she had built. They had like content together. The kids idolized them as a couple. Like they loved Josh. They loved Colleen. They loved them together. In the H3 podcast covering this, the young woman who is doing the PowerPoint presentation, I don't want to get her name wrong, but she posted a video of herself actually crying when they were getting married. Like they got deep into these people's lives, and people were really invested in the whole Josh, Miranda, Colleen marriage. And Johnny was super duper a big fan of the both of them. And he says he was groomed by Josh. So in a 6-hour interview that he had with Swoop, and then like went online to brag that he had a 6-hour interview with Swoop, she tried every which way, like to get to the truth. How exactly were you groomed? I'm not trying to pressure you, she says. Like, I'm paraphrasing. I'm not trying to pressure you. I'm not trying to make you feel bad, but just break it down for me. What was the grooming? How did the grooming start? How did it progress? Like, what was the guy's goal? What did he want from you? This is shocking and this is horrible. Like, give me the deets. You have my platform, use it. Get it all out there. And he was like, this guy gave me his cell phone number. What? That's messed up. This guy was inviting me to come out to shows all over like the States. He was telling me that he was going to make me a star and like take me with him when he blows up into like superstardom, and then alluding to things that were like super sinister, but never really quite getting to the point. And when I was watching Johnny talk about this, because I watched what she posted at that interview, and I saw him talking about the Josh grooming before, and he was like, I'm about to drop something big. Oh, like I found stuff, and oh, like I have all these receipts, and I'm going to drop them at just the perfect time, was kind of the vibe you were getting from this little Johnny character, little John boy, I'm going to call him, but he was never really giving the dirt. So for him to like finally get it off his chest and, say what the damn thing was kind of a big deal. But then you get the context, and it is shocking, to say the least. What John Boy took as being invited to a show was Joshua Evans posting on social media the way anybody would, that they have a show coming up and, come through. This guy was like,
out.
I swear to God.
It was just like marketing, essentially, like, oh, hey, I'm going to be in town, blah, blah, blah. And that was to him a personal invitation. He saw a public message on Twitter, responded to it, and then Josh was like, sounds great. Like, glad you're coming. I'm paraphrasing it. I'll post it on screen. Is strong.
This guy might be psychotic. In my opinion. Okay. Don't try to make me part of your story too, John boy. But this guy's not playing with a full deck. Okay. So he thought that a public tweet was him being personally invited to the show. So he pulls up to the show, and he finds out he can't really rent a car and he needs a ride getting to the show. He says he's texting John. He says he's texting Colleen. So he has Colleen's phone number. So he's texting everybody. He's like, guys, I'm not there. And you called me out to your show. And, I'm stuck. Come get me. come get me from super far away, right while you're prepping for a professional gig, step away from all that and come pick me up, because how can the show go on if Johnny's not there? John Boy's at the airport. You got to come get John Boy.
I'm sorry, are you Mariah Carey?
Girl, when I got that clarification, I was certain that I had misunderstood.
Okay? You're like, there is just no way.
I was positive. I was positive that I had misunderstood. The way this guy, the way John Boy went after Josh online, just like, this guy is a predator. Look out for him. As bad as Colleen was, this motherfucker is worse. Wait, like, and I'm like, damn. You know, Trent's fucked up.
Tell us it. Yeah. You're like, yeah, maybe it runs in the family circle,
You know what I mean?
and like, yeah,
Corey
everybody has it in
out there
common.
with the whole peep show is fucked up. So I'm thinking, oh my God, it's permeated the entire family and the extended family and the associates. And that's why Corey was living. I was jumping to my own conclusions. No wonder Corey lived there. I get it now why you lived with a grown woman and her man and all that stuff. But no. Turns out Josh hitched his wagon to Colleen, and she blew up and basically cast him to the side and upgraded to some guy that she was doing that bizarre show on Netflix with. Had to drag our poor dear Angela from The Office down into her mess. Yeah. I can't believe they can even be mentioned in the same breath. Mm-hmm. But you know what? She's gonna have to just eat. He's like, he encouraged me to come like, Jonathan.
Drake invited me over too.
Drake's been done inviting me.
I swear to God.
Every year he posts about OVO. That's right down the street.
I'm about to show up at his house.
That's right down the street.
That's obviously what he's saying.
In a song, he said, put that address give that address to your driver, make it your destination. He was talking to me.
Yeah.
When he said
we
that,
get your message loud and clear.
I understand. And I'll be on the bridal path this evening. So he said he got invited to the show, and then he went, and then they wouldn't pick him up. Okay. And then there was these other like meetings he had with them, meetings he characterized as a coffee date. And I'm like, what the fuck? Why is Joshua Evans out on a date with John Boy? You know what I mean? Like, what's with that? The date. I thought I was tripped.
What was it?
I thought I was losing my mind. Joshua Evans works at a car show. Okay? A car show is essentially a huge venue with cars in it. Dealers bring their new cars, their new flagships, they show off stuff, and car enthusiasts go to these. Sometimes they're themed, like whatever. It's a car show. It's a show indoors about cars, and he works there. John Boy and John Boy's family got themselves tickets and blah, 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 and flew to a car show. The way Johnny describes what he's doing here is like, just catch this, okay? He says, I surprised him at the car show.
Okay.
John, this is not your man.
Yeah.
This is not your friend. You don't know him. You did not surprise him in the sense that, like, I went to go drop in on a homie at a car show, show some support. You surprised him as in he probably looked up and thought, the fuck are you even doing here?
Exactly.
That's the kind of surprise that probably came through. It's probably like, what the hell are you doing here, kid? He was there with his whole family. Just like he was there with his whole family, well, at least his parents, when he got the phone number. That's right. Joshua Evans didn't like scooch the kid to the side and said, yo, here's my digits, hit me up whenever. Joshua Evans was backstage and knew that this kid was tweeting about how he's depressed and stuff. And John Boy was there specifically to network. His parents were there with him. And then Joshua Evans, in the presence of everybody, including John's parents, gave him the phone number and was like, you know, I'm gonna mentor you. I'm a big brother, this whole thing up. Why is he trying to make it seem sinister? Like he got like pulled to the side, isolated from other people, and then slipped the digits, talking about call me, don't tell your parents. I'm not saying he said any of that stuff, but like that's the picture he paints when he's like, oh, he gave me his number and that's so fucked up. I'm like, damn, that's crazy. But your parents were there.
Yeah, that's kind of like an entirely different scene. If your parents are present, then, you know, they're responsible for you. And if they see that
wait till you hear the parents' reaction. They were proud of their son, thought it was a great networking thing, said, quote, my son's doing the damn thing. So you weren't being groomed. Am I losing my mind? Bro, this is what you call being groomed?
It kind of sounds like he was not the center of attention in the scandal, and probably that Adam was getting a lot more recognition as they should for their story. And now they're like, oh no, but look at me. Allegedly.
Nail on the head. And there's actually evidence to back up exactly what you just said, okay? First of all, he's talking to Adam at some point about everything that's going on. And Adam, who is such a sweet soul, says to John, bro, I'm here to support you. It's important you get your story out there. It is just as important as my story. Mm-hmm. And you know what John Boy says? Bro, it might even be more important than your story.
What? Who says that?
He says to somebody that John Boy was an adult when he met Adam. And Adam was groomed by Colleen. And that evidence is plenty and transparent and out there. And her lawyers try to get her to shut up about it, but she wouldn't. You, John Boy, made up a relationship in your mind and basically got into a relationship and had an ugly breakup with Joshua Evans, but just in your head, like not in real life.
This speaks to to this weird like parasocial relationship that fans tend to develop in their heads about, you know, their idols or celebrities, when in reality, it's rarely like that.
Girl, it gets deep. And I was thinking about that parasocial condition because this gets deep, okay? He's saying that Joshua Evans is making all these promises to him, that they were like talking, and he talks about how all the conversations they have and all these things, and Swoop's like, word, give me these convos. I need to see this because that's weird stuff. Like, what do you mean he's talking to you? And then John Boy goes ahead and deletes a bunch of his messages that he sent, because when you look at the conversation history, what becomes revealed is that John was the one initiating all the messages and that Joshua was almost never responding.
Wow.
In a slew of 20 messages, 16 are John Boy and 4 are Josh.
That's so manipulative to just portray him in that light.
He basically leaves him on red for months, dog. And then he'll be like, one of the big things about how he was saying that Josh has an obsession with John Boy saying like, oh, Josh is obsessed with me, or Josh loves the attention he was getting from me, etc., etc. Like, oh my God, it goes deep. He said about a man that he barely knows, he loves the attention he was getting from me.
Who are you,
specifically?
Who are you?
Cares about you? John Boy's family hits up Joshua and was like, yo, it's John Boy's birthday. Make him a video. Make sure you make him a video. And they message him and they call him. And apparently he's telling these stories to Swoop in an interview, and he does not really comprehend how he's coming across. He's saying about Joshua, oh, my family was trying to get him on the phone to make me a birthday video. And it's like, how hard is it? It's not like you're Beyonce. Just pick up your phone and open up the camera and be like, happy birthday, Johnny. Why is that so hard? But John, who are you?
The entitlement.
John, who are you? You are not a part of the group. You can't sit with them.
So you don't want to be a part of that, right? If he's been grooming you, why would you want to have a...
Oh, because it gets worse. Okay? This guy likes the attention no matter where it comes from. And if he has to get it from dark places, he'll get it from dark places.
That's vile.
So he comes up in that whole field, right? And John meets Josh and gets that number. And he even admits to Swoop, this is when his allegiance shifts. He's no longer a Colleen #1. He still loves Colleen and Miranda and that whole freak show. But now he's truly a Josh fan, okay? Because Josh showed him the attention that Colleen wasn't giving him. And when you understand what the attention was, that makes me think that his whole relationship with Colleen is also made up. So he gets the attention from Josh and he becomes a Josh fan, and then Josh breaks his heart because he doesn't take him on the road to stardom, even though Josh is going through a divorce and Josh is open about the fact that he was a victim. He's like, well, why didn't you make time for me? He's like, well, I guess he was going through a tough time, and then blames him for going through a tough time, talking about, oh, he should have left that marriage when he had a chance. Why did he marry Colleen? But like, why are you asking these questions? You are not Josh's friend, family, cousin, doctor, barista, nothing. You are nothing to this man but a obsessed fan talking about, why did you get married? Why did you stay in the relationship? And then he says this of a man who has admitted that he's a victim. You around and found out.
This This guy sounds like he suffers from some sort of illusion or some sort of mental disorder where he feels as if he's very close to these people and involved in their lives.
It does sound that way.
Yeah.
Guy's
Celebrity
unhinged.
worship syndrome?
That video that I told you where Josh was like forced to make him a birthday video, he used that as ammo to say that Josh is obsessed with him.
Sounds like you're obsessed with him because you need a video from him on your birthday.
He didn't provide that context. He posted the video as if to say, Josh made this video for me on my birthday. Obsessed much?
Oh.
Your family made him make you the video.
Why is this giving Regina George to me?
He could never. Don't even insult Regina like that. He could never. Regina was a baddie. She commanded respect. She was evil, but she had something to back it up with because she was that bitch. This guy is literally photobombing pictures and saying I was part of the crew. Could you understand what I'm saying? He's the type of guy, if you all had to go into the same movie theater just because that's where it was playing, he would say you were on a date. Bro, I don't even know you. You know what I mean? This is where the movie's playing. That doesn't mean that we went together. I think he knows very well that he ain't shit and he's just trying to glom on to people because this guy basically got a few pictures with Colleen, felt gas, felt big, felt like, you know what, look at me. Colleen's in these pictures with me. And he represented himself as like a top tier fan. He got invited into like the weenies, blah, blah, blah. And then he made a little bit of a fandom of his own inside the Colleen fandom. You know what I mean? Kind of leached off of her like that. And then he's excited. Oh, I have fans now. I can't believe this. This is incredible. And to an extent, I understand that because I have 400 subscribers. And I honestly feel untouchable. I'm like, you know what I mean? If you fell off the earth today, Colleen would still have a show.
You're not at the same level as them to even be comparing your position and to manipulate a situation like this where there are actual victims involved and you are so close to them. It's disgusting. It is absolutely appalling.
He's not close to them. He's faking that too. He bullied Adam.
What?
He tried to bully Adam. Adam was like way younger than him when he joined the Colleen fandom. And John Boy's on camera talking about how it was fun to just tease him and stuff, kick him out of chats, like not let him enter chat rooms and stuff like that.
So he openly admitted that he was
openly admitted how awful he was. And then like a few seconds later been like, I don't think I was like, I mean, this guy's all over the place. He said something, he retracted. He said something, he said something different. He couldn't even keep his story straight for one interview. And apparently it lasted 6 hours long for that reason. Swoop would ask this guy a question and he would like go off on a tangent about something completely different. It sounded like he had a bunch of sound bites written down that he wanted to just like rattle off and then was just looking for opportunities to say what he wanted. He is out there criticizing people for talking to minors when they're his age now, something that he is also doing. He's out there talking about how, oh, it's a crime to be sending Trisha Paytas's nudes to people unsolicited. He's been sending Trisha Paytas's nudes to people unsolicited. Like, you know, he's leaving these things out. So whatever train he could jump off of to sensationalize something or make it seem like he was at the forefront of it, that his abuse was special, that his abuse was above, he was ruining Josh's life. He was actively ruining Josh's life. The guy was apologizing to him, being sincere, trying his best, and this guy was just loving it. I think his family is probably also messed up. That's my opinion. He keeps talking about these people like they're his ticket to free, like a meal ticket, like they're his meal ticket. Oh, I'm gonna, like, it's never about the person. It's about what they can do for him. The fans, he doesn't really care about them except for like how they make him feel. John Boy exposed his like small group of fans to an even bigger predator that he's been friends with for years called Tim Connolly. Tim Connolly was on camera getting drunk with kids, allegedly, passing out drunk on camera with children, allegedly, getting kids to go out and buy alcohol to drink with him, allegedly, and this guy was a straight up perv and probably an actual groomer, allegedly, and also in my opinion. Anyhow, the John Boy story, Johnny, whatever you guys want to call him, is a trip. We're gonna end it off here. Thank you guys so much for tuning in, and if you've made it this far, especially thank you. And before we wrap it up, I honestly just want to give my full support and show my admiration for the brave souls that have come out and really just shared their stories, the real ones, not the fakes like Johnny Silvestri, who is trying to drown you guys out in like search of his own fame. But thank you guys for being honest. It's not easy. It's pretty friggin' scary. You're all brave for doing it. And people like myself, and I'm sure millions of others out there, really appreciate the just pure class that you guys have been showing. It was a really shitty thing that happened to each of you, but seeing you guys online, I'm confident that you're all going to lead a super awesome, productive, and happy life, and that's all that we wish for you. So much respect from the Bred in Captivity crew. And to the subscribers watching, please make sure that you leave a comment down below about what you thought or what we should cover next. And also, if you're new to the channel, please make sure to subscribe because that will help us a lot. Peace.